future version of me, just please cut that out. Ooh, okay. Hello, welcome to episode 14 of Japanese. Fit check for today. Got the sambas. I mean, you know the drill, guys. The sambas, the jeans, the yapper jacket, the Italy jersey, Zinedine Zidane, which I didn't take off so you wouldn't see the details. I'm actually wearing these sunglasses right now. And then we also have the NYC belt, which is cool. Spins. Today we're going to be talking about pressure. Pressure? What pressure? Pressure makes diamonds. That's what it does. My relationship with pressure. Why we need it, why we don't need it. Pros and cons, all that kind of shit, all that jazz. Let's see. Yeah, I think the reason I chose this topic for today is because, let me take this fucking ear pod out of my fucking ear, like a fucking pagan. Because currently I'm feeling the pressure, and I feel pressure often. However, the pressure I feel now and the pressure I feel almost all the time is almost always self-imposed, and it's put on by no one other than myself. Which is okay, of course. We have pressures that we put on ourselves, but I just want to go into that. Of course, they have societal pressures, parental pressures, peer pressure. It's like that's the most classic pressure, guys. Peer pressure. You can't be doing that thing just because your friend wants you to do that thing, right? So like, actually, just lock in. How we doing? I'm doing good. I need to stop just saying like the boring answer. I'm very good. I'm in a good headspace, but as the title implies, I'm feeling a bit of pressure. But as I did fucking just say, it's all self-imposed. It's put on by me. It's kind of just a slight tad of overwhelmingness, feeling overwhelmed from the projects I've put in motion, but. I was kind of feeling overwhelmed yesterday, but I'm basically restored back to my fucking drive that I had before, like last week, or not last week, fucking episode 12, which I recorded like last week. Anyway, I'm feeling good. Anyway, with pressure. So like, I'm not gonna go into details about the projects I'm doing because I fucking yap about those all the time. You'll probably find out if you go on my Instagram at Wanakapo, Mag Zero. But I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I'm working on like fucking short films. Having a meeting about the short film that we're working on today. Not Fear City is a different one that we're doing basically right after. Having a discussion in talks about like the exhibition stuff that's kind of it's in limbo. And there's another thing that's kind of happening potentially in Glasgow. I've got my music project. I'm going to keep it singular. And photography as well, because I'm trying to make a magazine. And so there's just a whole lot of if, buts, and maybes, basically. And what I don't like is being in that stage. I mentioned this a few episodes back as well. Crazy how we repeat ourselves sometimes, guys. I know. I'm sorry. But yeah, so like, oh the fuck, what's happening, man? Pressure is like this. I feel like I need it to that's what keeps me going for the most part. It's like the love of the game, like loving what I do, and then also the pressure that needs to be completed in like a certain time frame or with certain constraints. Pressure is what basically got Fair City finished in the time frame that was finished in. Like I did that as the title of the video series implied, in 30 days. Like the script was made on the 4th of January, and the final edit for the Films of Scotland competition was done on the 31st, or maybe the 1st of February, which is still less than 30 days. Fuck me. My nose is congested. It's not good. It's not good at all. I hate having oh my god, I hate having a nasally voice, because if I just, when I listen back, I'm gonna be like, brother, That sound like dog shit, bro. So I'm gonna try and lock in with the voice so I don't sound like, hey Snoop. I don't sound like a fucking pagan. Yeah, pressure. My relationship with pressure is like, I would say healthy for an artist, I think, because I don't know, actually. I think it's like the average artist one, where it's like you put pressure on yourself to complete stuff, put pressure on yourself to be always trying to move on to something new, but sometimes it leans in to the realm of unhealthy, because like, fuck. Because like, you're too hard on yourself. You don't give yourself any slack. You don't allow for any excuses, when sometimes an excuse is justified and is valid. Oh dear, I fear I've picked a fucking ass topic. Anyway, no, it's not. And wow, how do I end up doing this shit every week, bro? That's crazy. That's really crazy. I really just sit here and talk, I just speak Japanese. Whew. Sorry, I was kind of getting existential there. Sorry. Okay, relationship with pressure. So yeah, basically everything I do, like since being a senior in high school, like it's always been, I haven't really felt pressure from school. Like, I felt the pressure from school has been like the least of the pressures I've actually felt. Everything that I've done outside of school is where I've really realistically felt the most pressure, which is really interesting. The last time I felt pressure from like an academic standpoint was when I was doing my like university application, because I was like, fuck, this really has to be good. And usually the times I feel the actual most pressure and like the most overwhelmed is usually less to do with me, but more to do with comparing myself to others. And you have the classic phrase that comparison is a thief of joy, something like that. But like, that shit's real, bro. That's just facts, bro. It's like what is it? It's like what am I fucking saying? Holy shit. Like sometimes when like you'll go down like a rabbit hole of watching a certain person's work, or like you like get really deep into like observing someone's craft, or like seeing their work. I don't know, like I'll find someone who's like relatively my age, same kind of industry, but they're like way further ahead of me, and I'm like, fuck. And then I'll put the pressure on myself and be like, okay, bro, you actually have to do this shit like before you're 19. You only got so much time to do all this stuff, and then you start putting the pressure on yourself. You're like, okay, what's the next steps? I gotta do all this shit. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Blah, blah, blah. And it just gets out of hand very quickly, which is not very healthy, quite frankly. Although I find this happens to me quite regularly, and something that I'm grateful for is like just being self-aware, which is kind of instilled by my parents and friends and shit. And so like I'll usually stop out of it after like a day or two, but every now and again, you get into like a rut. And I think Wow, yeah. Like the biggest role I've had in recent times is like the I keep on referencing this, and it's gonna sound really ungrateful because I was really grateful to have the job I had and to be in work, to be employed, full time for like 3 months. But it was like creatively, it was like a very fucking dark place. It was like I had nothing really flowing. I had like this. It's like I had the seeds to grow things, but I didn't have any water. I had no soil or anything. Just the seeds of ideas, but no idea how to grow them. Like I was the worst gardener in the world. And it felt like that was sure self pressure, but I also felt like societal pressure that I was feeling for the first time, kind of like the real world type shit, where it was like, this is the reality of things. If you don't make it work, you're gonna be here working, or not necessarily here literally, but you're gonna be working 9 to 5 to make ends meet, and you won't be that happy. You will not be happy, straight up, because you won't be able to do what you want to do. And yeah, like I recently made a kind of like, I say hard, it's not really a hard decision, but like it's more of a stubborn decision, like a willingly deliberate, arrogant and stubborn decision to not take work for a long time, like to stay unemployed and just follow the creative path for as long as humanly possible until like there's no fucking choice than to take a job, unless it's in the creative field, of course. So like I'm basically just only gonna accept or work on creative projects even if I'm not making any money, because that's what I love to do, and I would rather take fulfillment over a lack thereof. What are the fucking odds that I literally see Zachary McLeod whilst I'm recording this podcast? That is outrageous. Wow. Wowee. He asked if I was like available earlier today, and I said, "No, I'm busy." and he's just there. He's just there, yeah. Because I was filming this podcast, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to meet up, and so now I've met him. I've seen him. He stopped in his journey. Wow. What are you doing? Okay. So yeah, sorry. Pressure. I forgot what was, I lost my train of thought here. It was like,
I'm trying to kill some time before the meeting because I'm just back from uni.
yeah.
And I thought, what, taking the X56, come up there, inches close, might just take a walk to kill time.
Mm-hmm.
Go for you and being the allegations right here. There's children in this place.
It's a park.
No. You can continue with your episode right there.
A live audience. A live studio audience. Wow. That's really crazy. Okay, let's move on to
What's this episode about?
pressure.
Pressure?
Yeah. I was talking about like the first and foremost the self-imposed pressures, that you feel, that you put on yourself. And
I actually watched. I'll admit, I didn't really watch any other episodes of Japanese, but I watched the Riley one in full. That show was fucking interesting. You should find really interesting people though, because we are friends with really interesting people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely think you should talk to Alexander. I feel like he'd have a lot to say.
Mm-hmm. No, it's like, yeah, I should, because I actually don't know that much about him, so I should.
You definitely get a
Lower heavy episode. Let's see. Yeah, it's coming out 2 weeks.
So is it Conrad's one and my one?
It's okay. So there's Riley episode. The next episode is just me. Then it's gonna be Conrad. It's gonna be just me. Then it's gonna be you.
Alright, okay. So it's just you between the episodes.
Yes. Just so I can stretch him out as long as possible. So I can. Basically, yeah. This man's stocking up on these episodes. He is there. Oh, oof, fantastic.
One of the 7 people.
Lovely jubbly. That's splendid. That's splendid. Splendiferous. Let's see. Let's examine the brain. I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry,
no, that's fine.
I saw the red. I'm like, that's fucking cool.
You can
That's
just
fucking cool. I saw you on a bench.
yeah.
As soon as I saw the
Saw the
camera,
camera,
I'm
nice.
like, fucking.
Japanese episode.
I was wondering, like, what is he busy doing? Is he because Tech Week's not till next week? And I was like, and then I was just thinking about that. And then I come walking in here, I'm like, it's fucking Japanese he's doing.
Yeah.
Jam.
How was the day? How was the day?
I think it was probably my least favorite class because
Really?
in my course, it kind of it's like a good split. It's like there are 3 modules in each trimester. One of them's like a fully film module. For this one, it's film history that we're doing. It's interesting, to say the least. It's definitely it's rough because we get 3-hour screenings every month.
Oh, okay.
Where it's just and we use all the 3 hours, and then we also have a 2-hour lecture, like an hour after that, in which we'll get an hour for lunch as well.
Okay.
I live off Tesco meal deals now.
Wow.
And and then there's a fully English one because it's English and film, and that's today's one, which is 17th and 17th and 18th century texts.
Oh, okay.
Which is fucking OG English and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I read probably the first parody.
Oh, okay.
That was the first thing they did. It was this thing by Alexander Pope where back then they used to have epics the fucking the Iliad and Homer's Odyssey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, he made one of the first few things called mock epics, which were
okay.
he basically made fun of high class society, and presented it as an epic story.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's quite good. Stuff like Paradise Lost. That's an epic, and he references that.
Wow.
It's interesting, but and this is this first one was kind of the first example of sex sells.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's this crazy. It was by one of the first proper female novelists. Her name's Eliza Haywood, I think. Yeah, Eliza Haywood. And she basically did this one thing on basically one of the first love triangles in English literature.
That's good.
And the thing is back then that would have been that's scandalous shit because it's considered a woman must not air her her feelings is considered scandalous back then. A woman saying I like that guy is considered to be a scandalous thing.
Yeah.
So back then it was basically just reading a smut piece.
Really?
And people criticized her for it. Even so many people yeah, it's interesting. It's just rough reading those fucking 18th century texts. I need to they literally have a dictionary for this module.
This is just dense fucking words.
Because of the English, an old English dictionary to understand what they're meaning. Because they say words in it that meant stuff back then, but mean something different now. They use the word awesome back then, but awesome in how they used it back then. You could say something. It's awesomely horrible or something like that. It's something awesome is something of great magnitude and awe, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then the final one is ideologies and theories and stuff like that in relation with literature and art and stuff like that. So we're doing right now we're doing communism. For tomorrow I've got to read actual bits of the Communist Manifesto.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They've posted excerpts saying alright, reference Marx and Engels in your essays, by the way. I think soon, in a couple of weeks, we'll be doing this is because this is the final module. The final module is kind of a mix of English and it also involves films as well. So it was the same last trimester, probably be the same next trimester. But this one, some of the films we've got to watch are Soylent Green, which you know what Soylent Green is.
I don't think so.
It's a bit of an older film, 70s, I think, 80s, 70s, something like that. And it has one of the more famous plot twists in film. And I think the ideology we're doing that it's more of a anti-humanism ideology. So it's interesting stuff.
So that sounds
good. It's pretty neat that I have a uni program where you've got to read fucking Communist Manifesto to understand that. I'm alright, that's pretty sick.
That's far, yeah. Not many opportunities to do that.
Yeah. Soylent Green. We also later on in that one we're going to watch Matrix. Matrix. That's something to do with ideologies. So we'll see about that.
Very nice.
I think it might be the whole accepting not wanting this to be reality scene type of thing. Shit with all the Matrix and take red pill movement or something. Not the red pill stuff, but the whole not believing this is real or humanity is awful and stuff like that. Shit like that. And then Brokeback Mountain is one of the ones that we're doing for this. I don't know what ideology, because it has been memed to shit, but I remember I always forget Brokeback Mountain was considered to be an actual proper movie for a while, but now it's just been memed to shit, so it's hard to escape that. Same with Matrix.
Indeed.
Sorry, I'm
All as well. That's a little segment. Zach's 2 cents. You know. It's like, every now and again. Yeah. Sure. It's a very bro.
I was just gonna walk around for
an inch. Yeah. Very sunny. Yeah. Like.
Another hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that. Yeah. You like go home, be there for like half an hour, and then. Yeah.
When I get home, I want to get home, take everything off, relax. I've just been at uni, my brain's still whatever shit.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll see you later. I'll see you soon. As a matter of fact. Yes. Yes, sir. That was Zachary McLeod's 2 cents. New segment. Zachary. Great dog. Catch you later. Yes, sir. Okay. Big plot twist. Okay. That was great. I didn't see that coming. Yeah. Pressure. Well, I'm sorry. That was unexpected. Okay, yeah, pressure. And so, just picking up where we left off, like, in school, especially, I'd say, like, after S5, when I got my hires back, and I was like, okay, I have all the minimum requirements already to go to the Glasgow School of Art, which is the university I wanted to get into. So I was like, I technically do not need to worry anymore. Like, I had the minimum requirements. Obviously, I wasn't, like, I still need to get, like, an offer. And my conditional offer ended up being, like, a C at higher, which is, like, obviously was fairly simple, straightforward for me. But I didn't really feel pressure in school because, like, I was confident in my ability to do the work in school. And, like, I've always been, like, a relatively academic person, not, like, a genius or anything, but, like, I was always good enough or, like, above average or something. And so, and I've always been, like, doing extracurricular stuff, not, like, as part of many groups, I suppose, like, I've always been interested in joining groups, but for the most part, I've been very, very self-led. Like, I'm always doing something in my free time that I've decided to do, outside of, like, a group or a school or, like, an organization's project or whatever. So, like, S6, like, school was, like, the last of my concerns, realistically. I wanted to get into uni, obviously. And so making that application was at the top of my list. But, like, the pressures I was feeling was to be able to complete the things I wanted to complete. Because basically every single year, at the start of the year, I'm like, I need to be famous by the end of this year. Which I know is going to sound very absurd. But this is like a genuine thing I felt for a long time. Since I was, like, fucking, like, 12. I've been like, yeah, so I'm going to do this clothing brand. Okay. I'm pretty sure most of this episode hasn't actually recorded. Because I just, like, I was like, speaking about the pressure and shit. And then, like, I saw there was no red light. There was, like, obviously, it's really sunny. So I can't tell if there's much of a red light. But, like, I checked it. And the red light was indeed not on. It turns out the SD card was, like, on the right protected setting, which means it's basically just not, it's like read only, so it won't make new data, store new data. And so I haven't checked, but I'm gonna fucking wrap up that episode, bro, because I'm almost certain this is unusable. I don't know how much of it is usable. I don't know if you even got the Zach portion where that she made a cameo appearance. So if not, then sure, fuck it, and I'll scrap the whole thing and I'll make this like a clip on fucking Instagram or something. But word of the day is mistake, because mistakes are crucial to the process and we gotta make them all the time. Sometimes you gotta make them, you know. Failure is really the best thing you can do as an artist, because you want to be failing as fast as possible so you can keep on evolving, man. And the shout out today is gonna be to SIF, the Scottish Youth Film Foundation, because they're really fire, and they're the reason I do a lot of the stuff I do, you know. They're the reason I'm able to make a lot of this. There's the reason I'm able to do this podcast, you know. This camera is from them, it's borrowed from them all the time. So Big ups to them, and thank you for watching. If this podcast even made it out of the SD card, if it even made it out of the draft, this might be like 11.5 or what, 13.5 or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows? It's the loopholes I use. Nobody knows. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.